Hello, class. My name's Fabian Trevino, and I'm going to be going over British writer C.S. Lewis. So, who is C.S. Lewis? I'm sure many of you already know him. He is the famous author behind the well known book and famous film adaptation of The Chronicles of Narnia. So, if you've seen the movie or read this book, you know who he is. According to the biography by J.C. Weller, he was a British writer and lay theologian. What I mean by lay theologian is that he had many works pertaining to the works of theology, although he wasn't trained in this field. He was trained in the field of literature, and he wasn't formally trained as a theologian, but he still had works that crossed over to this field. As far as his occupations, he was a novelist, scholar, and broadcaster. So as far as C.S. Lewis's works, he had many works ranging from science fiction to fantasy to even religious pieces. Um, he had a huge list of books translated into many languages, and of course, millions of copies have been sold. To name a few, we have the Screwtape Letters, which had to do with an adaptation or a certain view of Christianity. And then we have Mere Christianity, which, of course, by the name has to do with a viewpoint in religious beliefs in Christianity. And then we have the Cosmic Trilogy, which is a trilogy of science fiction novels having to do with space and overall a being within space and really understanding your place in the universe. So why should you care about C.S. Lewis? Well, he had a lot of thought-provoking work having to do with Christianity and meaning. So it wasn't just fiction work, but it was more of non-fiction work in the terms of really understanding Christianity and the certain values and principles and what really gives life a meaning, to a sense. He tied faith and reason, so which makes Christianity both faithful and rational, according to the biography by J.C. Weller. He he was really one of the first frontiermen in tying reason with faith, because a lot of times we may have faith as taught as part of Christianity, but we don't really have at certain times logic tied into it. So it's a battle of tying in logic with faith. So not just being a believer, but having a real logic standing behind your beliefs. And of course, Lewis restored a Christian vision of humanity. So he did a great job of really pushing a way that you can see the world through Christian values. And this is very important because many of Western culture is built on a lot of these Christian, Judeo Christian values. So he was a big frontiersman and really helping people see the world in a Christian view. As far as his legacy, he was ranked 11th on the 50 greatest British writers since 1945, which was a huge accomplishment. This was from the Times Magazine, a famous British magazine. Um, of course, the Chronicles of Narnia influenced a lot of modern children literature. For example, a series of unfortunate events in Harry Potter, to name a few. And overall, like I said before, he was a big leader in incorporating Christian values and how to view the world. Because a lot of times we're set or we're given religious books like the Bible, but it's hard to translate and apply it to regular life. And not only apply it to regular life, but have reason and logic stand behind it. So that was really his big legacy and a really reason why we should really remember him. and this is my works cited page.